talks between the government and the opposition are already showing signs of collapse, with both functions coming out with different reports after holding bipartisan talks. The Kenya Kwanza camp released a report to the public on Sunday that said the country in the throes of confusion over the political agenda of the government and the opposition. As our political reporter Tracy Ocheng reports, the question of who has the Kenyans' interest at heart rises. Here are the details.
President Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga met at a secret location in Mombasa for truce talks mediated by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, who is also the High Representative for the Horn of Africa region. A report signed by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah made rounds on social media on the agenda for talks that didn't include the high cost of living, which was a trigger factor in the anti-government protests that erupted in the country. In a new twist, Azimio la Umoja rejected what they have termed as a one-sided report and have tabled their report that bears sharp distinctions. The joint statement issued by Kenya Kwanza and Azimio la Umoja on Sunday, signed by the Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, has been confirmed to be authored solely by the Kenya Kwanza side. The report will be deliberated by a 10-member committee on the reconstitution of IEBC, the implementation of the two-third gender rule, the entrenchment of CDF, establishment of the Office of the Leader of Opposition, and the embedment of the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, taking precedence over the runaway high cost of living. In response to the conspicuously missing high cost of living in the coming bipartisan talks, Azimio la Umoja tabled a distinct report on their demands, which include the escalating high cost of living, issues of inclusivity, audit of 2022 elections, reconstitution of IEBC, respect for independence of political parties, and finally, accountability of police brutality.
For the solution to the country's problems, our issues have not changed. Our priority for discussion is the escalating cost of living, which has only got worse with the lifting of the conservatory order on the 2023 Finance Act.
These demands placed side by side resurrect the infamous Building Bridges initiative that is remembered for championing the creation of leadership positions for political allies. The 9-point agenda for BBI highlighted the issue of inclusivity that explained Kenya's diversity that has long been used to divide the country. At the hem of these talks, questions on whether the government is fooling Kenyans by implementing the BBI, alias constitutional reforms, through the back door, and Azimio using anti-government protests to champion for the discarded BBI arise. In a television interview, Eldas MP Adan Kainan could have just confirmed the agenda at play.
It's an office that has been created and therefore it must be entrenched in the Constitution. It was one of the PBI recommendations. Why does it become difficult when right now it's being proposed by the Kenya Kwanza government and not an issue when it was being proposed by the PBI?
Despite the Azimio la Umoja reacting to the joint statement by issuing their own, the strategy of omission and spreading half-truths gets to be enjoyed by the first past the post.
To the bipartisan team of the 14 members, now that we have another team in place.
The deliberate selection and omission of facts, arguments, or lies is a strategy akin to politicians to divert the attention of the public. It is now up to the public to test, sieve, and ask the right questions to politicians who demand loyalty and support from them. Tracy Ocheng reporting for GBS News.